we are always striving to even keep up with them, top in sales, top in the industry, and just we have literally traveled the globe together, and I'm in awe of everything about them, and I'm honored every day to work with them. Gabe?
Well, obviously, they exude what we look for in a company. They add value not only to LifeVantage, they add value now to the entire industry. They're being recognized as the top leaders in the industry. I'm so proud to say that they were Eric Worre, who's a professional personal growth and development guru that we all know. The Cunninghams were awarded their $1 million Hall of Fame. It's for millionaires, folks, okay? And we watched them from day one. I remember when Brandon came to one of our meetings. It was his very first meeting in LifeVantage. I had some corporate people there, and didn't really get to meet him then. We really started to understand who they were because they were on the west side of Florida. We were on the east coast of Florida. And so there was some friendly competition going on. Speaking about the elite ranks, they beat us to Pro 7 for a couple of months, and I can't thank them enough because we were right behind them. They beat us to 8, 9, and 10. We're so thankful because it just kept us moving, and it sharpened our saw and just kept us. So it was friendly competition, and we were so grateful for all that you have done and just to be in the same company. Jill and I just want to, we want to welcome Brandon, Master Pro 10s, Brandon and Lynette Cunningham.
Thank y'all so much. You know that you hold a special place in our heart. We have such amazing memories, and so thank you so much for the kind words.
That meeting at that, I think it was a Hilton in Jacksonville.
Yes, it was.
We just drove by that building, and every time I drive by that building, I kind of get goosebumps because who would have known what came out of that meeting at that building 11 years ago? But here we are. We're thankful for you guys as well. And excited to do this. This is the easiest presentation we'll ever do with you guys. This is super easy stuff here.
Well, and it's fun to listen to their story because I see so many similarities because, when they were introduced, they talked about it in 2009 and how the economy had impacted their business. Well, we were in the exact same boat. We were traditional business owners, and we actually had 6 corporations at the time.
6, it wasn't the corporations, it was the tax returns. That was the problem.
That was the problem. But 3 of them were related to investment real estate. 3 of them were related to interior restoration of automobiles. We were just maxed out. And when 2009's economy tanked, it hurt. It hurt because we watched our portfolio of real estate take a serious dive. We looked at our business in relation to the interior restoration of automobiles. And what was happening is it was forcing Brandon to really work longer hours to produce the same amount of income because he was having to travel all over Florida to generate the same income. And I'm thankful because I know many people who did not survive in the same way that we did. We were able to maintain our income. It was our time that was being hijacked. So when we were introduced to LifeVantage by Brandon's cousin, it came at a time where we were tapped out, but something about her introduction caught my attention. And what it was that product that Gabe kind of highlighted. I tend to be more inclined towards natural products. And when I heard just a little bit of information, I was like, I want to know more, but I want him to know more with me because we always ran our businesses together. And I remember asking him saying, hey, your cousin's wanting us to learn more about this company, LifeVantage. And he would kind of, okay. And a week would pass, another week would pass. And finally, one day he came home from work, and I'm guilty of having bad timing, I'll admit, because he had just walked in the door from work. It's 6:30 at night. And as soon as he walks in, I said, hey, what do you want me to tell your cousin? She's wanting us to learn more about that company. And he's like, Lynette, are you kidding me? Like, you see what I'm doing every day. You see what time I'm walking in the door. Like, I can't give more than I'm giving. What do you want from me? And I said, well, Brandon, if you don't change anything, nothing is going to change. And we kind of had to stare down for a minute. And then he was like, fine, I'll talk to her.
Like most husbands, just agree. We've been married 28 years. Just say yes, dear.
Well, that worked out in your favor, didn't it?
It worked.
So we agreed to get more information, you guys. And I'm going to be honest with you. When we were learning the information, it's not like we were gangbusters on doing this. We had never done network marketing before. It scared us the same way it scared Jill. There were preconceived ideas of what it was. And what I say now is I was basically uneducated. I didn't understand it. I just went off of things that I'd heard or what
and we were swimming in life, kind of like what Jill and Gabe just told you. We were swimming in life. It's really hard to see sometimes where you need to go when all you're trying to do is breathe. And so that may resonate with you guys right now. 2020 has been quite the year, and maybe all you're trying to do is breathe right now. And maybe it's hard to see the vision. And that's why we're here tonight trying to paint this vision that we were you just a few years ago.
Yeah, and I didn't mention that our kids were 2 and 4. So we really were maxed out. But at the end of the day, we did recognize that that wasn't going to change itself, right? And so after gathering the information, we decided to make a business decision to do this. And I'm going to tell you, there was a lot of like inner struggle. But at the end of the day, my gut was telling me, you don't want to miss out on this. I didn't want years to pass and me to look back with regret for not taking advantage of the time that it was introduced to me. So with that, we made a decision to get started. And what we experienced, you guys, was incredible success. And it was no testament to us because we didn't know what in the world we were doing. We hadn't done it before. In fact, our businesses weren't even close to this.
People assume that, the people that have success were just, I'm just going to say it, that they were lucky, or they knew the right person, or they knew all these people. And that just wasn't the case. When I made my first list of people I kind of wanted to talk to, it was like, I'm going to just be honest, it was like 20 people. And I'm like, that's all I know. That's all I know. I don't know 20 people.
The reality is, you guys, you recognize a lot of people who can benefit from this. And as you learn more about it, you just feel compelled to share it because it is impactful. But that being said, the reason that success occurred is because there is a system. There's a system in place. We didn't take the rules of our traditional business and apply it here at LifeVantage. We just plugged into the system. And the other thing that I would like to mention is the community that LifeVantage has. It's a community of people helping people. In traditional business, that's not the way it works. If someone's able or capable to help you in traditional business, they're called your competitor and they have no desire to help you win, right? That's not the way it works here. And I loved the environment that we became a part of.
Yeah. And so, guys, what we're trying to paint a picture for you by telling a little bit of our story is why you should look at LifeVantage as a viable option for you as a business owner. I mean, everybody that I've talked to normally that's an employee, they would rather have more freedom of choice, meaning they'd like to be the one making the decisions how to use their time. But unfortunately, a lot of times that requires that they own the business, which then requires money, quite a bit of money to own the business. And that's why most people continue to be employees. And so what we're laying out for you, heard from the Pearsons, they had a very successful big business. Lynette and I have owned 10 corporations since we've been married. And so you're hearing tonight from people who know what it looks like from the inside when things could work out for you in business. And so you've heard the Pearsons talking about some of the key elements, like, you know, you got to have products that people want and that are unique. You got to be a part of a company that is rock solid, you know, being publicly traded. Lynette's touched base a little bit on systems a little bit. And we've talked a little bit about the timing of the company. I'm going to share with you a couple more things that I think were checked, as Gabe said, like checks in the box, right? If this was something we were going to do, or as Gabe said, tie your name to it. You guys, Lynette and I, my fear, okay, as a business owner coming into this was, number one, I didn't know what my friends were going to think about this because we'd never done this before. I was used to going to them with some big deals. We were in real estate. I was used to going to them with some real estate deals that required lots of money. And that's what made it cool, I guess, because it cost a lot of money, and that made it cool that we could have that conversation. Which also means you can lose lots of money. And so it was difficult for us at first because we'd never done this. There was a lot of fear in this. However, there were just things that kept getting checked off. Another thing I want to kind of point out for you guys that was a checkbox for us is we saw that this was something a lot of people were going to be interested in, even though we'd never done this. I remember going to Lynette, you know, after she kind of twisted my arm and saying, like, bottom line, like kind of how I used to buy houses, like sometimes like bottom line, I think there's some money here. I've never been in the house, but I think there's some money. Bottom line, you and I are going to take this product. And I don't think we're crazy. Like, I think other people are going to take this product. And not that many people know about this science, guys. There is massive opportunity because there is a trend today that is stronger than it's ever been. I want you to think about what have been some of the biggest topics of the year 2020, okay? I don't think ever in our lifetime, people have been more concerned about their health than they are right now in this year. It's been a topic for conversation nearly every day. So if you have a business solution, if you have a product solution for someone, and it's in the health and wellness space, you're in a good spot. You're in a really, really good spot. So it's important that if you're going to do something in business, it's something that people are heading to, not that they're already there. Like, if people are already there, you're too late because it's tons of competition and the piece of the pie is much smaller for you. But if you're in front of the masses, then you're in the right spot. And when it comes to our products, as you dig deeper, you're going to realize you're in the right spot when it comes to health and wellness. That is our focus, right, at our company. The other side of that in the year 2020 is people, their Monday through Friday routines were a little disrupted in the year 2020. People were no longer going to offices and maybe still not going to offices. Unfortunately, we got familiar with some new terms about how people get not laid off, but kind of, you know, furloughed. I don't know why it's a hard word for me to say. It's just not a fun thing, right? Where people that have worked and sold out to their companies are all of a sudden finding out that they can't be paid for a while. And so we know in the year 2020, more than ever, people are looking for options to either recover some lost income or possibly get a little bit ahead of where they were before. And we are offering you tonight the opportunity to be able to own your own business with complete flexibility without having to go to a 9-to-5 or to go to unlock a door and then lock up at night. Retail brick and mortar, they call it. That's not what we do. What we have done for 11 years is a very mobile lifestyle business. Literally, where there's a laptop and a cell phone, you can do this business. And that is perfect for today's model. So we know that from a trend standpoint, we're in a really, really good spot. And then if you're going to spend your time working, which the majority of people you know still need to work, then why not maximize your time working with how you get paid? Our compensation it's unique to our industry, it's different than trading time for money. What we do is we build an asset. We build networks, as you heard Jill talk about. But there are different ways to get paid. So even though you may be entering into the industry or looking at the industry of network marketing, it's important that you understand the comp plans a little bit and some of the things that can pay you in one company versus another. I mean, literally, like if you're going to work an hour, you'd rather make $100 an hour than 10, right? And so just know, to simplify our compensation plan, we will pay on average for the last 11 years, and we're publicly traded, you can go look at this, somewhere between 48% and 52% back to people like you and me. So for every dollar that goes into the company, 48 to 52 cents of that dollar goes back to your network. Like, so people are always worried about, like, what are my friends going to think? Let me tell you what your friends are going to think. Go own this, and your friends are going to love you, because the bigger your organization, the more you sell, the more money your friends get. And just get with the person that put you on here to go over the income earnings statement, and they can share with you the revenues that the Pro 10s are producing. And then you'll start to see kind of a light at the end of the tunnel as far as what's available. Because I can promise you guys this. When Lynette brought this to me, I didn't have little financial problems for the family. Okay, we had just lost 13 investment homes. The franchises that we own, many of them were failing around the country because gas went from $2 to $4, and your 401k went to a 201k. Okay, that was the world. That happened. Okay, and so I didn't need little income in 2009. So just for my entrepreneurs out there that may be here, people may be needing a little bit more than side hustle, because side hustles here, guys, you can absolutely make a few $100 a month completely part-timing this thing. We've got thousands of people. You'll look at the income earning statement. We have thousands of people earning part-time money. I mean, earning significant money, which could be hundreds of dollars or a few $1,000s a month, very part-time. That didn't interest me. I knew that wasn't going to be what my family needed. So for my entrepreneurs out there, I want you to know that I don't think there's an income that you desire that we can't achieve at this company. And I'll just leave it there, that you can go wild with this comp plan. Whether you want a little or a lot, it's not up to the company, because there's no ceiling on you. You know, in most jobs, once you get to a certain age, you're capped out, and they're looking to replace you with a younger, cheaper version. You know this is the truth. That's not the case here, okay? You create your own incomes here based on how you want to build your organizations. And the last thing I want to cover with you guys, and these different things that we've talked about to kind of pick the right business or why you should own one of these businesses, is leveraged income. And Lynette and I were trying to achieve it with real estate. And while we had achieved some level of leveraged income, it came with great risk. We had well over $1 million, almost $2 million in mortgages in investment homes when it all came crashing down. And you know, I don't know, for some crazy reason, the bank still wanted their money. I don't get it, but they did, even though, you know, there was no one in the homes anymore. Here's what I want to share with you guys. It was completely what I needed to know and learn years ago. And I hope if nothing sticks with you, this does. 99% of the population of this earth only controls 1% of the revenue. So that means 1% of the population controls 99% of the wealth. And that almost seems unfair, right? When you first think about it. And let me quickly explain what it's all about. 99% of the world trades time for money. That means they're either an employee or they own a business that doesn't run without them. Gabe and Jill's business, as successful as it was, it could not and would not run without them. And I know that's the case with our businesses, because when we would go on vacation, I would calculate what the vacation cost and what the time away from work and the employees cost. And that was more expensive than the vacation. It's hard to relax like that, right? That's not a system. That's still trading time for money, because if we weren't working, the business was in trouble. So there's a lot of people out there that may be successful by the world standards, but if you're a surgeon and you break both of your wrists snowboarding or skiing or in a car accident, you can't do surgery, right? Or if you're a litigator and you have some problem with your voice, you can't litigate. The other side of this thing, guys, is that you have a system, or you're an investor. Okay, this is Robert Kiyosaki, cash flow quadrant, basic financial understanding of how money works. If you don't get anything else tonight, I want you to get to the 1% side. I want you to find a system that will make money for you when you're not working. Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work till you die. And that was us 11 years ago. Lynette and I are so fortunate and so happy that we made the decision in a very critical, hard time in our life to say yes to this, because going through 2020 wasn't easy for anyone. But I can promise you, when you're very confident in your health, because you have the most important product you can swallow for your health in your body every day, and your cells are doing a lot of the work for you, and you have a leveraged global income where the money is coming in because you have hundreds of thousands of happy, raving customers. Thousands and thousands and thousands of customers who love the product and will buy the product every month because they know the importance of that product for their body. Because we built that network, our family and many, many other families went through 2020 with a whole lot less stress. And that's what I want you to get tonight. That's what I want you need to move to the 1% side, guys. Leave the 99%, get out of the rat race. Guys, I want you to, if you don't have a plan going into 2021, I can promise you someone has a plan for you, and you won't like that plan. That plan won't work. So guys, get back with the person that put you on here and share with them where you are on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being, I'm not sure, 10 being, I'm ready to go. Just let them know so that we can be professional about this. We can follow up and get you the information you need until you have enough information to make a decision, guys. And so I want to kick this back over to the Pearsons for some final words. And we've loved doing this with you guys. It's been awesome.
Awesome.
Great job. I learned a whole nother level tonight as well. And I do have to address that swimming again. Brandon, you talked about swimming in the fog. And as we were building and learning and growing in this business, I remember having that aha moment when we started to earn that leveraged income you just talked about. And I remember thinking, wow, I'm dreaming again. Or had I even begun to dream of things of like traveling around the globe? So let me ask you, every single one of you on this call tonight, are you dreaming? Have you stopped dreaming? Think about it. And if you have stopped dreaming about being home with your children, or earning leveraged income, or traveling with your family, get with the folks that invited you here tonight and get yourself an ID number and come along with us and have the best time of your life.
Absolutely. With that said, tomorrow night, okay, they say the best